Hey guys, Trucks and Water here, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we'll be going over why the Tacoma, specifically this third gen model from 16 through 23, is the perfect first time truck for a kid buying his first truck at 16, or a parents buying it for him, or like if you're looking for your very first truck. This is the one you need to go after. Side note though, when this video comes up, we just celebrate Memorial Day. So to honor the ones who sacrificed it all so we can be in this fabulous country, I thank you all for that and your sacrifice. And to all the men and women who are still overseas or in the military fighting for this freedom, thank you all so much. I hope you all enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend. I hope you all didn't do anything too stupid and get arrested or anything of that nature. But anyways, let's get back to this video. So I had this ideas for this video for a little bit of time, and now I kind of went through it in my head a few times. This is the video I'm going to make, and like I said, this is for the people like the parents that are looking to buy their sons or daughters a first-time truck, or someone who, you know, wants a first-time truck. The third gen Tacoma is the perfect one to go with. So let's jump into this video. First reason is that it's a Toyota, so you know a Toyota product will last you a very long time. That being said, when these first came out in 16, the 16 through 18 model years had a little bit of issues, a little bit of weird things going on with them and stuff like that. Like the white for these trucks were peeling off. They had speaker issues of those models and stuff of that nature. I made a whole video, if you want to check that out, on what to look for when it comes to these third gen Tacomas. Mine is a 22 model year. But that being said, Toyota is very known for, if they have an issue that's a repetitive issue, they will fix it and take care of it and or warranty it or anything of that nature. I have somebody in my family that works at a Toyota dealership locally around here. They have these trucks come in at 300, 400, 500,000 plus miles all the time, but just basic maintenance. They might have to put a water pump in it. They might have to, you know, do spark plugs and your normal maintenance wear items. But other than that, these trucks are pretty much near bulletproof now. They got all the kinks worked out of them from the 19 and up model years of that nature. So first thing is, like I said, it's Toyota product. It's the reliability of these trucks. You need to check it out. Second of all is crash test rating on these trucks. These Tacomas are pretty much at a 5-star rating. I think if I remember correctly, it's like a 4.6 or 4.8 star rating on a crash test. So if you have a newer driver, if your son or daughter 16, you're looking to buy them their first truck or anything of that nature, this is definitely the truck to go with. It's got a great crash test rating. That way, you know, God forbid something does happen, you know they're going to be protected and all that stuff. All over the Toyota forums, there's people that have gotten horrible accidents where someone's hit them, pulled out in front of them, you name it, stuff of that nature, but their Tacoma saved their life. And like, I don't know how some of these people walked away from the crashes they did, but somehow they did, with scrapes, bruises, and maybe some cuts here and there. But it's pretty much a miracle. So second of all is the crash test rating on this truck. Now, the third reason, and I'm putting an asterisk on this too also, but the third reason is the modifications on this truck. These Tacomas are very, very simple to modify. And if you're like me, or you have a son or daughter, or if you want to modify your vehicle to make it your own, these Tacomas are perfect to start out with. Like I said, the ease of modification, the amount of information that's out there to modify these trucks is literally insane. You can do whatever you want to these trucks. The only asterisk is this. Well, there's two asterisks, actually. Since this is an IFS independent front suspension, it is going to be a little bit more complicated to lift it than a solid axle truck. Second of all, if you go bigger than 33-inch tall tires, you're going to have to re-gear these trucks. They are not made to go any bigger than 33s, or this transmission will literally be fighting for its life. So keep that in mind. But other than that, these trucks are super easy to modify. Like putting in the light bar I have in the grill was super easy. Putting the pods on, you know, on top of the hood, very easy. Even the remote start, the aftermarket remote start I put in this truck, literally took me 30 to 40 minutes to install. It's stupid easy to install mods and get your feet wet in the truck scene when it comes to modification stuff. This is one of the perfect platforms to start out with. Like I said, there's thousands of products. You can go from show truck with 24x14s all the way to the overlanding side or a mixture in between. The sky's the limit, really, and your imagination is really the only limit you have with these third-gen Tacomas. So if your son or daughter or you looking for a first-time truck or into modifying stuff, definitely go with a third-gen Tacoma. Number 4 on the list is now the affordability of these third-gen Tacomas. Now, that being said, though, this truck right here, I bought brand new in 2022 in May. And that should be 3 years, a little while ago, that I bought this truck. Now, that being said, I bought it before tax title up during my down payment. I bought it. It was 38.2 was a sticker on this truck. Brand new SR5 V6 full drive. And, of course, it was bone stock, wasn't modified. Picture be popping up at that right now anyways. That being said, it's almost got 75,000 miles on it now. And I just looked at the Kelley Blue Book on this truck, and it still retails for trade-in between $30,000 and $34,000. But that also being said, is you can pick up one of these trucks with over 100,000 miles on it all day long, depending on the trim package, in the 20s now. So I know that's a lot of money, and for a first-time vehicle, you have like a son or daughter that's 16 years old. Yes, that's a lot of money for their first-time vehicle, but like I said in the previous video, the reliability and the resale value of these things still hold pretty true to these trucks. Now that the 4th gens are out, the newer Tacomas are out, they have dropped a little bit in resale value and stuff like that, but there's still a cult following when it comes to these 3rd-gen Tacomas with a V6 in it. Because a lot of people don't want to switch over to the turbo 4-cylinder yet. They hasn't proven their reliability yet, and all of that nature, which I kind of understand. But as for affordability and what you can do with them, they're great. They can tow up to 6,800 pounds and all of that and that stuff. Like I said, you got a 5.5-foot bed. Some come with a 6-foot bed. So you got a decent amount of room to put stuff in the bed. Decent amount of towing so you can tow a landscape trailer, lawn trailer, and stuff of that nature. But these trucks will hold their value throughout time. Like, people love these trucks and anything and everything of that nature. Like I said, you're going to pay a little bit more compared to some other trucks in this category or half-ton trucks, but on the back end, you'll be able to get your monies back out of it when you go to resell it. And number 5 on this list, and the last one, is this is a perfect truck for a first-time truck buyer, or if you're 16, you have a daughter or son that's 16, this is the perfect truck, and here's why. It's not overly powerful. Yes, this thing makes about 275, 280 horsepower made to a 6-speed automatic transmission, so it'll cruise down the interstate no problem. Bone stock, these things get great gas mileage. With my cold air intake on this truck, when it was bone stock, not lifted on 33s, I was averaging mid-20s all day long. One time going to Nashville, running 75, 78 on cruise, I literally was getting almost 28 miles to the gallon out of this truck. Like I said, as long as you don't hot rod them, they get great gas mileage. But that being said, this would be a great truck for anyone to start out with, and here's why. You can always keep it, and which I wish I did before I modified my OBS Chevrolet that built this channel that some of y'all know and love. I wish I bought myself a Tacoma first. That way I can have a daily driver, not have to worry about it. Yeah, I can modify if I want to, but not have to worry about it, then modify the truck that I really wanted to modify, which was my OBS Chevrolet. Because, like I said, you have a backup vehicle. This will always get you home. This has got me home in so many horrible situations I found myself in. It's not even funny. But then if your son or daughter wants to get something else, a muscle car, a car, diesel truck, or whatever, they always have something to fall back on to drive if that thing goes down. Like I said, Toyota's known for their reliability. That's one of their cornerstones for their company. Even when they have issues, they always take care of their customers. So make sure you check into that, guys. I wish I would have followed this advice when I was younger and got myself a Tacoma or something like that, because I do need a truck. Like, I have hobbies other than trucks. I have, I ride dirt bikes, four-wheelers that I've bought and sold and stuff like that. I'm very outdoorsy. I love, all of that nature, throw my guns in the back of the truck so I can go to the range and all that stuff. And I wish I would have followed this advice when I was younger instead of sinking all my money into that OBS Chevrolet, which was an older truck, so guess what? Things broke down. It didn't run right all the time. That being said, I wish I would have followed my advice. But guys, if you have any other questions or comments, please comment them down below. I want to hear your all's opinion on the Tacoma why you or would or would not think this would be a great first time truck. Like there's not fancy, you can get some that have heated seats in them and stuff like that. Of course, TRD Off-Road has all the fancy off-road features, but this will get you home. It has everything you ever want. Doesn't have anything you don't really necessarily need. And for a first-time truck, that's really what you need. Like I said, like in a previous video, I will always buy either Toyota or a Lexus product as a daily driver now. I won't go with any other manufacturer. They've taken amazing care of me. I cannot complain when it comes to that whatsoever. So like I said, comment down below what you all think. I want to hear your all's opinions and comments and stuff like that. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, leave a like to the channel. Please subscribe to the Trucks and Water family. We're constantly growing, changing, trying new and better things. I hope you all have a great day, and remember, never give up on your dreams.